It's Sunday afternoon. I got the kids down for a nap, so figured I'd head out here to the garage, do a little wrenching on the car. Did that really just happen? Oh, good grief. Just kidding. I know that was a little bit clickbaity and cheesy, but I thought I'd have a little fun with this. Make light of a bad situation. But anyway, I thought I'd give a little update. I did have something happen to the car recently that's kind of slowed me down. I've had to wait for some parts and whatnot. A little bit of misfortune that has kind of turned into a little bit of a blessing too. So I've had the car done and back on the road about 4.5 years now, and for the most part, I've kept it pretty darn close to perfect shape. Just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was headed to run some errands, go by the CPA, take care of taxes, and then headed to work. And right as two major highways merge, I was behind a Chevy Blazer, and all of a sudden I see smoke and I hear stuff just hit my car like a grenade, and I assumed they blew out a tire. The Blazer shot off to the right and hit the shoulder, and I shot across 2 lanes to the left just to try to get away from all the shrapnel. And as I get a couple miles down the road, I'm just thinking, okay, what kind of damage did I just take on? And I start seeing a couple pieces of glass in the wind fly up over my car 2 miles down the road, and I thought, okay, I better take an exit and check things out. Could be a lot worse, but it did. I do have the optional and hard to find glass EDM EF8 style headlights on this car. That's just happened to be what came with my front end when I bought it. The car is filthy because ever since the incident, I've just kind of let it sit here and collect pollen. It busted my passenger side, right-hand side headlight completely out, and it put a couple little scrapes and gouges in my bumper. Something, I'm guessing it was the engine internals from this chick's car that just blew out. My car was covered with oil, but something flew up and hit the top of my bumper, skidded across, busted out the headlight. So that was unfortunate. I was pretty bummed. As I looked around the car, the only other thing I found was this little chip right here on above the driver's side headlight on the hood. You know, not a huge deal. Could have been way, way worse. When metal parts come flying out of a car going about 50 or 60 miles an hour, could have been way worse. So ended up swinging back around, and I stopped. She was a real sweet young girl. I felt bad. This was on like a Friday, and she just blew her engine. There's oil all over the place, and she was in town from an hour away. So, you know, my car took a little damage, which wasn't the best start to a weekend, but she definitely had it worse. You know, the insurance place I dealt with, it was all online, ended up treating me really well. I got a check in the mail like a week later. They took care of me. And these glass EF8 headlights are so hard to find. And from what I've heard, the plastic EF8 headlights actually come to more of a point in the front right here, and they actually fit the hood and stuff better. So I went ahead and ordered plastic ones on eBay. They were coming from Malaysia, and they actually got here in like 2 weeks. I was told it could be like a month and a half. So apparently they went through customs really easily, but this whole thing turned out to be a blessing. I ended up getting more money than I needed to repair the car. I've decided, as far as the paint stuff goes, I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm gonna touch it up. I've got extra paint from when I painted the car. I'll touch up those spots. I will put the new headlights in and basically call it good for now. But with the extra money, I was able to find a set of mud flaps from my buddy Joel, and he was helping me find all kinds of parts for my car. Had these mud flaps. I've always wanted a set of front mud flaps. I was gonna buy some xenon side skirts, which I've always wanted, but I don't think I can run my mud flaps with those, so I'm gonna hold off on that. And I'm probably gonna buy a Jay's Racing style front lip, which is one thing I've kind of always wanted on this car since back when I was still building it. So anyway, I put a few dollars in my pocket and get a couple new parts on the car. As of right now, the new headlights came in. They're in pretty good shape. They're just kind of yellowed. I mean, typical stuff for 30-year-old headlights. So I've pulled the cases completely apart to clean the inside out the best I can. And I'm gonna sand and buff them, try to get them all nice and cleaned up. I use the oven method to get everything apart. And then I'll put this butyl tape around the edges, put them together, put them back in the oven for a while, and get them all nice and sealed up again. That's the update. I needed to get this video shot before I start putting the new parts on the car. Hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll get everything kind of worked out on the car. My buddy that's got a drone, he can hook me up and we can start finishing out the full feature of the car I've been shooting. So real excited to get that thing pushed out for you guys soon. You know, this is one of the setbacks that's hit me and slowed that process down. And the full video of the car is something I've wanted to do for a long time. I just want something nice to document the car that I built. I like to think that I'll build several more cars in my lifetime, but even if I do, I want to document each one. And if I don't, for some reason, I just want to have this one well documented for myself. And anyway, thanks for watching. If you like CRXs or old Japanese classics, follow my channel. I hope to do a lot more CRX stuff here in the future. Hit that subscribe button. You won't be pounded with any notifications from that, but if you'd like to see every video I upload, go ahead and hit the bell. From what you guys have told me, the reactions to the channel so far, by far the thing that you guys want to see is the stuff on my car. And I've got a couple other buddies that are building some pretty significant, neat builds. One of them is in the actually two of them are in the very final stages, and I hope to do some full-length features on those here in the near future too. But anyway, thanks for watching.